Can you hear me? All right, let's call to order the regular board meeting of USD 420. I would make a motion, we approve the agenda as mailed.
Aye.
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 Aye, motion carries 6-0. Consent agenda. Any questions on any of those minutes? Any correspondence? Treasurer's report?
Okay, we'll slip back to the treasurer's report and we'll get through this. In the general fund, we did get, back on March 3rd, we got some state aid. We got also some from the state, we've got some flow-through money to special ed, and you'll see that money goes into general and then over to special ed and out to special ed to Three Lakes. In the general column also, you'll notice that progressive insurance, that's when we had the van run into and it was rear-ended at Wichita, and that's a reimbursement for us getting that fixed. That was not our fault, the driver, so that was reimbursed by the other person's insurance. Capital outlay, we got a little bit more money from Osage County. Got some food service money. Second page, just got a little bit of bond and interest money I noted on from the county. And I'm gonna slip back. Petty cash, we need $135 for the superintendents, and that's it. As far as petty cash goes. Payment of bills, just first page, you note that there's the amount that we paid Bungers to fix that red van when it got back. It was just a kind of a bumper situation. And and we got reimbursed. I didn't see anything else on the first page really of note. Second page, the facility engineering, that's the drawings for the project for this summer, the boilers. You'll notice down there about 2/3 of the way where it says CERP, that's our new insurance. Just a note that insurance only gets us to July because they want to put us on that's an April to July payment. Then our new cycle or schedule will be July to July after this year.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why they did that.
So when do we sign up for 2 years or 1 year or?
1 year, but
That year starts in July then?
yeah, we could rebid it again in July if we wanted to. I don't think it's gonna
But
do
we'll be
so good.
but we'll be on the same time schedule as the other schools
Yeah,
now.
yeah, by
By
going to July.
Okay.
So is this something we have to do every year?
No. In fact, I hadn't bid it out for several years because we were so much better off where we were.
So unless something changes drastically.
Yeah, I wouldn't, in fact, in talking to our local agent, he said it wouldn't do you any good to continue to do that again. So probably won't do that for a while unless things, get to a point where we need to, but I hope that doesn't happen. On page 3, there's a power school maintenance, and that's just a renewal. Restroom stall doors, we ordered those 2, so those are on order. That was the 1893 under the Home Depot. And then to repair a water leak, I think that's the one out at the football field from Teals. And then there's your Three Lakes flow-through money on the bottom. If you look at the addendums, we are sitting about 39% left on the budget for the general and about 61.78% on the supplemental general for the LOB. Any questions on any of that?
Have we been billed yet for the work that's right out front by the steps?
No, and I think I put this in a board update, but we're gonna add a little bit of concrete and put the bike rack over there on that front, so we don't have to mow around it all the time. So that'll be just a minimal cost on some extra concrete. And the city did give their approval on that. I wanted to make sure that they were okay with it before we did that, so.
Any questions? If not, I would move to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting on March 11th, the special board meeting on March 20th, the special board meeting on March 27th, the treasurer's report for March 31st, 2020, reimburse petty cash for superintendent of $135, and the bills be allowed in the total amount of $255,083.91 for April 8th and March payroll in the amount of $434,542.69.
Second.
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Old business.
Okay, well, since it's not the best idea to go on a tour right now, Andy helped me out today. We could have gone on a tour, but we would have probably had to bring a camera with us and tape everything, so this is much easier. So we're doing a virtual tour so you can just see. I've got the quote from Woodward Painting and Restoration for 10/8, and I think what we need to decide, how we want to paint the gym. And what do we want to do with the banners? And I have some options. One of the things that we can do is just paint all of it white, pretty much, or whatever, an off-white, whatever color you want to call it. It's probably going to be about the same color as that lighter white down there that Andy's got a zero on. But the bid it also has to paint the tectum white or not paint the tectum white. So I guess if we're going to take the banners down, you definitely need to do that, because it's going to be dusty behind them and you'll have spots, So, but so painting the tectum, that includes dusting it and then painting it white, and then it also includes painting a red stripe if that's what you guys want to do. So,
Just one red stripe across the top.
yeah.
Kind of like where the banners are.
Yeah, and we don't have to paint that red stripe. If you want to, I just brought that just to kind of
Oh, yeah.
review it had a black stripe and we said it needed to be red.
So then what do they do around the mural, or they paint like a?
They're just painting around it. Yeah, it'll
Like
still,
feather it in or
yeah,
something.
yeah, he'll just paint right around it and you won't notice the difference. So either if you remember, all of the records that are on those banners will be on these. So if we leave those up, it's gonna be redundant, okay? Which, it's neither here to there to me, but if the other option is, what was said, what are we gonna do with the banners? And I have an option that I was thinking of that may or may not be good, depending on what you think, but we could hang those in the weight room, back to back, and they could actually act as a sound barrier, because I don't know if you've ever spent any time in that old weight room, but it's really loud. That's just an option, or you leave them up. It doesn't matter to me.
What about the other gym?
I don't know. My preference would be not to do that, just because they're already gonna be in this gym on the records. I mean, the banners, I'd either, I guess my recommendation would be either leave them up or put them in the weight room, or I don't.
Is there
That's
another
what you guys
option on
wanna
the
do.
table though that we would try to sell them in case there were certain graduates or current?
That was
students
talked about too. So that's the other option if we want to do that.
I personally haven't been in the weight room, so I don't know
It's just the old gym.
what that would
pit.
for it.
Yeah. I don't know I honestly couldn't tell you what that would look like, but my only thought on that is it would knock down some of the noise level, maybe. Possibly. I don't know if it would or not. It's not soundproof tectum, but if you've ever been in there, it's real echoey.
They're real
clanging, everything
Yeah.
clangs.
Mhm. That's just an option, so,
I'd like Mike's opinion on this, cause he's the one that's the graduate of Osage City, so I'm gonna assume as a graduate, what do they mean to you?
They mean more to me than the record board, so.
And I'm gonna think that there's a lot of people that are from here think that way, and that's why I'm thinking utilize them in the other gym, because there's a lot of people that don't go to both gyms.
A lot.
You go, yeah, I mean, you go to the one gym, but you never go to the other gym because nobody plays there. So we
I
could
think,
utilize them both ways.
Sorry, some of the other thinking, I think behind the not putting them in the other gym is kind of, cause that's the middle school gym, if we were ever to do anything, that's kind of the middle school gym part of it. And we're gonna hang a bunch of high school banners in there, I think that was some of the thinking behind it too, maybe sometime we wanna hang middle school records on it, I don't know. I think that was some of my thinking behind it.
I've only been in there for high school activities, though, but, I was gonna ask a question until right when Tim was talking, it'll come back to me.
But the middle school uses
Alright.
the other gym too also.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess we're gonna put record boards up for the middle school, we wanna put them up in the big gym where they're playing at, not in the other one. Put
Well,
them
they
on the
might
other
be,
wall.
I'm fine with any option except selling them, would be my opinion. I think they should stay somewhere.
Okay.
Just as a Osage City.
I think we definitely, even if we put them back up, we need to paint it, cause it's not gonna look right if we don't paint it, so I would say we
Well,
paint it.
it's just either we-
inside.
yeah,
Andy, can you do another
can
like
paint it.
slow-mo around?
paint it white, or without we definitely could save some money not putting a red stripe around it. If we're gonna have those banners in there, so, that's the thing.
Middle school, I just remembered, slightly off topic, but can we please put home and visitor on the walls on the middle school?
Oh,
Because
it's no,
it's kind of a mess
It's all on the
for
same
JV
side.
games
It's all
and,
on one side there.
yeah.
inside, yeah.
While he's here painting, or I could cut some vinyl.
Oh, I
and put it on
think
there.
Alan did that last time with some stencils.
Yeah,
Oh, you need a stencil.
that would be awesome. It's almost like if you were gonna do a red stripe, that's why I had you pan around, Andy, I think it looks almost exactly like just leave the banners up. To me, it's basically a red stripe around the top. So, which I agree, I think the red stripe would look nice because it breaks up.
What's the price difference?
The one thing that you might wanna look at, I don't know, honestly, how much that would save us. The price to do he didn't break that out, cause he had red stripe on both of them, but it's at $10,800 to get the gym painted, but just so that you can see how much red that's gonna be,
Yeah,
that's what, as far as having the banner or the boards up, that's kinda how it'll look.
Right, I think that'd be too much red if we had the red.
That's kinda what
right,
my thought was.
I agree.
It might be too much red when you get that much red on that wall.
Right, so I think it'd either be back to a black stripe, which maybe people aren't a fan of, or no stripe.
Or thinner stripe maybe, or something.
I guess my preference would be no stripe, but it doesn't make any
That's
difference.
true,
I
like
don't
a
really,
stripe. Can be added.
you guys, it doesn't really matter, whatever you guys think is which.
Well, I guess we just have to make a call on the banners. That's really step one.
Refresh my memory, is there not enough room to put both? Leave the banners there, put the boards up?
You can leave the banners in there and put these up, they're just gonna be the same records twice. On the banners and on the boards. That's the only thing about that.
Well, for this year, not knowing how things are gonna pan out, might make sense to do that, as opposed to spend a lot of money painting. If they're not gonna hurt anything there,
Do
leave
what?
them there.
I think the painting isn't about the banners. I think the painting's just in general, right?
Which end were the state banners gonna stay on? They were gonna be on the end when you first walked into the gym.
Yeah,
so
the
they
state
were gonna be
banners,
on-
state banners I don't think change.
Can you show that wall?
I was thinking they were gonna move those to the other end.
Right. To like the locker room side.
Right,
Right, so you see it
That's
when you
what I
first walk in.
down on that one.
Yeah, on those blank walls, yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering, so if we paint the red stripe, but we're gonna leave the state banners, are you putting a red banner on a red stripe?
I would, if you're gonna leave the
Yeah,
banners, I
you
wouldn't
could
paint
put
red.
the banner there.
Would
You
you?
guys would put red stripes on the
Red's
We
hard
banner.
talked about leaving the state banners,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
so to me,
Now, the Flint Hills deal, they were talking about that's not gonna be up there, right?
I think they talked, but did they talk about moving that
moving
to
it
the other
to the
side?
old state
Move
side.
that the other way.
The other side.
So it takes place of the old board.
Can I jump in here real quick?
Sure.
I think, the state banners were going to move over to the stage wall.
Yeah.
If I remember, or maybe that's where the league was gonna go, but all the stage was gonna be on one wall, not on the side walls, like the end walls behind the basketball court. And I remember the coaches, when they were talking about this, they thought the banners coming down because they're redundant of the dates. And people wondering why banners stopped and
Yeah.
on both places, so. I think that's what the coaches and that put their 2 cents in, would like to see the banners come down.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the red state banner being on a wall with the red stripe. It's like
I wouldn't put red on the,
Yeah, I do.
I don't think
agree.
we would
paint
paint
the
Yeah.
baffle white
State
and then
banner.
Yeah, I agree.
the banner's gonna pop even more, the state banner's
my,
gonna
my
pop.
concern is that's gonna be a lot of red on a wall.
Yeah, I agree. Can we talk about back to putting them maybe in the middle school gym? I just don't, I'm still, if people wanna see them, or would it be too much clutter in there?
I think it looked good in there.
I'd give it at least a little life.
We
That
have a red stripe in the middle school gym too.
It does,
I mean, we have
the
that.
red gym,
Yeah, right there.
yeah, the tectum in that gym is red. It, just so you know, it goes up.
So they'll be there and we won't notice them very much. I don't know, I just think, I agree that they need to hang somewhere. I don't know if the weight room, I mean, literally.
I don't care, it doesn't
Yeah,
make any.
the weight room is
Nobody's gonna see them.
no one will see them but the
Whatever,
kids.
so I'd rather see them hanging up in a gym somewhere.
And I personally don't understand why we need to hang them once we take them down, we leave them down. And that's just from an outside perspective, right? It's like I didn't grow up here, so to me, it's kinda like by putting the boards on the wall, we're now saying the timeline, right, for everything, and it continues to update versus I go to another gym and I'm thinking, well, why are there old banners here? And why, is there something to do with the specific dates? It's something I wouldn't understand.
I know every time I walk in the gym, I look at the banner that's associated with me. To look from a banner to a 6-inch vinyl letter on a piece of, red vinyl is just, who cares? I mean,
Yeah.
for your individual team award like that. I mean, we can, as long as we're fine with taking them down, I mean, we can look at other ideas about
I was gonna
putting
say,
them back up somewhere.
we don't have to make that decision right now.
Just didn't know whether we want to take them down.
And paint it white. I mean,
Yeah, we're gonna,
Just saying it doesn't.
I mean, regardless whether we put them back up there or not, we need to probably paint them white. I mean,
Right.
I think the gym could use, if we're gonna paint the floor and we're trying to spruce it up, it would be a good idea to paint the walls.
Okay.
And what I'm hearing is paint the walls white with no red stripe.
I think so.
Is that right?
Yep.
I agree. I mean, if you wanna put a red stripe, you could go on the wall behind the hometown team because there's no.
There's no banners, there's nothing,
There's no red boards.
it'll give it some
The
red.
red boards are all on that one side, so we could do it on one side.
Can you pan over to the home side real quick? And make sure we keep the words home up
Because there'll
there.
be nothing up there.
I don't like to be surrounded by
Well, I
other
mean, you
school.
could put home and visitor in the red.
They need to be
White.
that tall.
But you,
That-
you could do,
Red
I mean,
letters
you,
are on the other
you
side.
could do a red stripe and in a white, you could put Osage City Indians or like they do at the football field,
With the
Indian
power
cut.
cut, or power Indian,
Hold on.
Close. I don't even
You
like.
know, you could correlate,
Who are you?
you could kind of coordinate
Too
that
much
a
money
little
on
bit.
that
I mean,
On the home side.
Yeah, that would look cool.
I don't know if this guy will do that or not, with the lettering in there, but I'm
If you
sure
get
we
the
can figure
stripe
out, we can surely figure out how to
We
get
get the
that
red
done.
stripe up, we can get somebody to put
Well,
those.
yeah.
So do we want to approve
I like
this to
that.
be done, or we wanna have him rebid just painting white with that one red stripe? Cause his bid is with the whole red stripe.
So it'll come in less
It'll come
probably.
in less than that,
Right.
so
Okay, I
just
see.
talk to him about what we need, so as long as I don't mess this up. Everything's white except the red stripe on the home side, right?
And is it gonna be like down a couple feet and about 3 feet wide?
It would be
I'd say
exactly
about-
where those banners are.
Perfect.
And he would,
we'll hang on to the banners and decide what to do with them later.
That's what I say.
I agree.
Good.
Sounds good.
So we don't need a motion for that, do we?
no, I just need directive on it. I'll get,
You have been directed.
alright. And then, where are we at?
Good job.
So then the floor,
Yeah.
It's
And
been
then
long.
this
Oh, yes.
This is also in the same topic, but this is a diagram from Langford. And we wanted to make sure you saw one of the things that we're trying to do is unclutter the floor a little bit, because if you see up there, you'll notice that it's really cluttered up with lines, and that's because we have, the side-by-side courts for volleyball. This also has that, but they're in light color, so you don't notice them as much.
Is that
So-
the goal?
Yeah, it's kind of a goldish yellow. But we used to play volleyball side by side, and it really, you can see what it did. It really, I don't know if most of you were probably at Burlington, or some of you were at Burlington, and you noticed their floor, how clean it was without all that stuff. It looks a lot better.
So in the middle of the floor right now, it has what, just OC?
OC.
Versa.
And it does fit within the circle. This is an oversized Indian at 18, I think it was 18 feet. 18 feet, so it's gonna be much bigger, kinda like what Burlington had for,
I like the oversized.
they have a big
I do too.
They
wildcat
had a
on
big
it.
wildcat, but
The Jayhawk, you mean? It's oversized.
Few differences, just,
The Osage City on the end lines, I don't remember seeing that before.
that's the
like
same
that.
as what we have.
It is,
Oh.
I guess I've never paid
Yeah.
attention.
Me neither.
I asked
Never
that,
noticed
it's
how
like, yeah,
long-
it's there, you just see a big bold line and you're
I have
Unless you're like
never
literally
noticed that.
standing on top of
If
it.
you ever listen to the coaches, sometimes they'll say drive to a certain letter.
Oh, yeah.
I have never
I don't
noticed
listen
that.
to the coaches. I'm too
So what's-
busy yelling.
You said there was one change on the color of the,
Yeah, if you look at
Especially when the visitors are-
don't pay attention to the little light red inside that's just a computer problem. If you look at the inside lane or the outside border, it looks like there's a different color of red. That's not gonna be there.
So they're
That's,
all the same color, right?
it's all the same color, but you
Oh.
notice
Like the
that
block is a different
the
color.
block would be black. The
So
blocks we would not put that funny looking red color in there.
Does this red match the red that we're using on the boards?
I don't know.
That would be a
That's
good-
that's a good question, because it looks to me like no, if you look at these two things.
But I think are the boards
But
still
we can-
subject to?
this
I mean,
has
they
not
have
been
certain
painted
production.
yet.
Right, so have we ordered the boards, and if we do we know what color red to tell us, so we can get it so it does match?
I think the boards were the boards ordered?
Yes, the boards have been ordered.
We can match up this color, but we gotta get that color,
Right,
so.
so we can get that color.
I would agree with you, Jay, because we have like 4 different colors of red in there right now, and it's just always been that way.
When this is being helped, design the scores table, that vinyl on the outside, around the scores table,
Uh-huh,
she had to look up a digital number, and that digital number
Pantone.
matches the red, so they don't just hold up a red to a red and see if it matches, it's an actual digital number.
it's a Pantone, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm asking, is if we can get that digital number from those boards so we can match it to the floor.
And
Absolutely.
he can match it to the paint stripe.
I would agree that would be not much better. The only different colored red in there would be your state banners, would be a darker red,
Which then would have to also get that red
I think.
code for Alex to do the stripe up above
Yes,
the home side too.
yes. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that.
So what did some of the coaches think about this painting?
The floor,
Yeah.
it really doesn't change the floor much at all. I mean, other than you can't see the side by side. It's got the game, oh, you mean the Indian head and all that, or what are you
Yep,
talking about?
Yep,
All of it? I think they're in favor of it, aren't they, Mr. Heward?
In favor of what?
The floor lines,
Power Indian and the
Power
design.
Indian and all this different graphics.
So.
And it'll be light, so the floor will get sanded down, so
It'll be much
light-
brighter,
lot brighter in there and
yeah.
So when they do this, do they still play side by side volleyball?
No, they just practice that way,
So, okay, so that's why you need the drawings then.
yeah.
I was gonna say, do you need the lines at all?
Yeah, just for practice. I mean, otherwise what happens in a lot of places, they put tape down and that's just not really good on the floor at all,
gotcha.
so.
Which is probably that midline right there.
Yeah, I mean, don't
So
think, yeah,
These are done in paint or are they done
It's
in
paint.
on the floor?
no, it's paint.
So they'll be painted on the floor, right? I always thought they were vinyl. Are those vinyl or are those paint?
That's paint.
I guess I've
Yeah, if you go in there, you can see certain spots where we've sanded it, or we've screen backed it enough that it's gone through the paint, especially on the
Lanes.
inlines.
What
Yeah.
about, so the lane won't be solid red
Won't be
anymore?
red again?
Yeah, I didn't notice that difference.
I guess,
We can do it either way.
I mean, I guess the coaches
I don't,
make the
That
call.
whole lot
we
of
can,
red?
we can put red on it in
No,
the,
I'm not suggesting, I just wanna make sure the coaches are confirmed they like sign. I don't know, I would hope that
I wasn't in there when they
they're
talked
okay
to
with
it,
it,
but
cause that,
I'm not sure if they, Tony, did you get any indication when you guys looked at that, if they wanted the lanes blocked in red?
Dennis, his preference was to keep it as simple as possible.
So I guess that's no
Are
red.
you talking about painting the lanes red?
they're red
Right now, the lane is red. From the free throw line to the end line is red. And on the drawing, it is not.
Inside the paint,
You're talking about the lines of the lane.
yeah, the paint, inside.
The whole
the whole
thing's red.
lane's red.
The whole
15
thing's
feet
red.
from the free throw line and whatever width that is.
That's something we can,
I didn't have a chance to talk to any of my coaches about it, so I don't know what their feelings are, but I think the opinion we were getting was try to keep it as clean as possible. Whether you know, I mean, that red fades over time, any paint's gonna fade over time and
I
more
don't think we're
wax goes
suggesting.
on top when it changes color.
well, I think
But,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not suggesting it, I just noticed it's kind of a major,
It is
Different.
different. It is different than what we have, but
well, we've got
Kinda like it not being red.
an 8-foot
Yeah,
Indian
I
there.
think-
Looks super clean without it.
without it, I think what you do notice is that once you screen back that enough, that you start seeing the floor in underneath it anyway, and it'd probably be best not to, in my opinion, but I think that looks pretty good without it. I think it clutters it up if you do put it red. You know,
Well, that big,
Without the red paints.
as big as that Indian head's gonna be, it'll be a lot of red all over the floor, but
What's the timing of the floor compared to the painting on the, I just don't remember.
the June, we've blocked off June for the wall and July for the floor.
So we'll do, the walls.
It's gonna take 3 to 4 weeks on each.
what was the cost on this?
This was about $20,770. Not about, that's what the quote is. It was 15, there's, anytime you add the stuff like on the inlines, there's a little bit more of a uptick. And if you put a bigger Indian head, that's an uptick on price. But the pricing is the state bid. It's Lankford, but they're the state bid winner. So you don't have to bid it out because it's over $20,000. They already have been the state winner of the bid, so that's where that's at.
Corey, does this cover everything you need for on a rec, as far as lines and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Like I said, that I don't think it changes too much of
Right.
any of the lines, really.
I
just-
will for sure be paying more attention than I ever have before.
very much cleaner than what we have right now.
So we're at a consensus to approve this design, right?
Matching up reds.
Yeah, get all the reds on the same page.
No more questions on new business number one. KASB Adoption Agreement.
It's that time of year again, we just need a motion to approve the agreement with KSB for the consultant service contract for 2021 school year. And the renewal membership is $85.54.43, and the legal assistance fee is $2,100. Very similar to, I think that's very similar to what we paid last year. I think the renewal just went up slightly, like just a few dollars.
I would move to approve the adoption agreement and consultant service contract with KASB for the 2020-2021 school year. KASB membership renewal is $85.54.43 and legal assistance fee is $2,100.
Second.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 7-0. Three Lakes report, we have not met yet. We meet on Monday, so I don't have a report. Rec report.
Oh, the only thing is our, on April 1st, our baseball, softball towns discussed on kind of how to proceed with the summer. The consensus is they wanted to push back the waiting game until April 19th. However, Burlingame, Appanoose, and Pomona have chosen not to participate this summer, so they will not have baseball, softball teams if we do end up playing. So once we get to April 19th, we'll see what happens then. So I'm still taking sign-up forms, no payment. I'm about over half fewer kids so far than I had last year. I've even talked to some parents that they're just skipping the whole summer regardless if we play or not. The pool right now, the earliest would be the first weekend of June. If we come to May and it extends, then we may push it to July, or we may just say no and go from there. So, but currently all the parks, playground equipment, the tennis court, and the ball fields are off limits. This golf course and the golf course are both open. And then the city buildings, community center, rec building are not available until May 1st. And that could change once we get closer to that date, depending on what the governor or the county does. So. Oh, and then the Smoke in the Spring is the new date for it is Halloween weekend, October 30th and 31st. I talked with Tony and Troy and Tim. Tim was the liaison with Tony. There's a possibility that the high school could have a playoff game that Thursday. It could be a home game, could be an away game. If it's a home game, or either way, I'm going to know probably a week to 2 weeks out kind of what it shapes up to be. And if it's a home game, I will move it to a Saturday-Sunday contest as opposed to Friday-Saturday, just because I don't want them butted back to back. That week is parent-teacher conference and also the fall break, so it's an more open week. None of the other dates worked just because of either high school football or August just wasn't a good fit. So, and then I, on a personal note, will be the co-organizer of KCBS's World Invitational on November 13th and 14th. And that will be at actually Prairie Band Casino's RV park. And so I will be working with the KCBS committee and then another organizer from Kansas City about get that all set up and stuff. And so, yeah, should be a lot of fun. I've even had some teams ask me if they can leave their trailer in Osage City and then pick it up 2 weeks after for the World Invitational. So I said, well, maybe for some, food or other things. So
Negotiating.
I had
for-
I had the guy from Canada offer maple syrup, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good." So
As a whole, yeah.
that is it.
Admin reports.
I'll go first. First of all, I'd like to commend all the students and parents and teachers for all working together. This time that it's been rough, but I think we're getting used to it, and everybody's working together and good communication. And there are things we can do better, but there's things we're working on to get better, and I think everybody's working real hard. I think if you would ask any student, parent, or teacher, they would all agree that they would rather be here or doing school normally than what they're doing now. So, but they are working hard and good things are happening. Real quick, Washburn Tech, we have 22 kids signed up to go to Washburn Tech next year and 3 kids going to the Flint Hills Tech. So there's still time for others to get signed up and others to pay their fees and get in, but right now that's our committed students. Some of the dates that we missed and some things that we've been talking about, especially when we talk about our seniors and the things that they're missing out on. We are planning on having an academic awards evening on May 6th at 6:30. That's not solid yet, it's a tentative date, but on May 6th, we were gonna have our awards assembly for scholarships and the seniors. Maybe we could do a YouTube type thing in the auditorium and YouTube that out to parents so they can see what's going on and see what we're giving out. Obviously, we couldn't have all the students there getting the awards. We'd end up having to mail those home, but at least we could recognize them publicly in some way where people could get on and see that meeting if they wanted to. Lots of ideas about high school graduation. Obviously, that's weighing a lot of minds. Topeka announced today that they're going to do a tentative date for July 25th. And if that doesn't work, they're going to go to August 1st. What we want to do, I don't know. There's been lots of ideas. Lots of different schools are doing different things. All the way from drive-by diplomas to parades, decorating vehicles, virtual graduation, a lot of different things. So really not, like to keep on exploring some different options, but we definitely want to recognize those seniors in some way. If we are to look at any summer dates, I think we would probably need to do that now. Summertime, there's a lot of trips and a lot of vacations, and if we were going to put something on the calendar to see if it actually, if we're in the clear and able to have an assembly of some sort, I would like to, if it was in summertime, do something down at the football field possibly. But there's two dates in July that probably would work best for the folks I've talked to, July 12th or July 19th. Do a 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. But I don't know that we'll be able to do something like that, but I think if we're gonna do something, we need to get something on the calendar so people can plan around it and make that happen. So if you have any feedback or any ideas about that, I would appreciate hearing anything.
I'd die of heat those
I
days.
would say maybe in the evening versus 2 p.m. It might, but that's just because I get hot, maybe, I don't know.
Well,
I think either date, that sounds, I should get it on the calendar.
isn't the fair the 15th through the 18th, or is it the
I thought,
8th through the 11th?
I think it, I don't know, I thought it was,
I think it's a week before the
It's
12th.
the 8th through the 11th, I think.
We needed
Because the week before that's the 4th of July, and I don't think it's the 4th.
It's
It's the week
Okay.
after the 4th.
probably the 19th's your only bet,
probably the best, but yeah.
or,
Is the 19th on a Sunday?
Yes.
Unless
I
you'd
mean-
rather do a Saturday, it really doesn't matter to
Like a
me,
Saturday,
Saturday or Sunday.
6, maybe Saturday evening, a Saturday evening versus a Sunday afternoon in the middle of July.
7 o'clock.
I mean, it'll be light out, it'll be,
Yeah, I don't have a preference. I know that kids like to have little gatherings, and that does take a good part of the day, when they get, after graduation, to have gatherings at their house.
am I having before?
You know, there's a couple hours probably gatherings. We do it early enough in the evening, I think both things can happen. Have not polled students or asked anything to
So we're
students about it at all, it's just some ideas that we've been talking about.
Sounds like we're talking then either the Saturday the 18th or Sunday the 19th.
Correct.
Of July.
The fair is the 8th through the 11th.
Thanks.
Thank you, Andy.
Pigs.
Either one's fine
Everybody's
with me.
kinda got trained to the Sunday afternoon deal, but I don't mind the Saturday.
I think at that point in the year, it's gonna be, I think Kelly's right, it's gonna be pretty hot. I don't know.
I got
What do we do, Saturday night at 6
Got
o'clock?
married
Is
July
that hot?
20th and it was hot.
Time,
Like a Saturday night at 6 o'clock, but it's still pretty warm.
yeah. I don't think it's gonna take, the ceremony itself won't take very long, so I'd say 7 o'clock myself.
I mean, people, I mean, they have things
We have
before
lights we
too.
have to turn them on, so that's.
Well, they could do it afterwards too.
They can do it before or after, I'm
You could do it Sunday too, so
right? I think 7 o'clock on a Saturday night.
That-
I think they'll figure it out.
If they, you know,
If you tell them now.
it's good to put it on the calendar with the caveat, you know, you just don't know if they're gonna let us do it or not. If they let us do it, that'd be great, but at least we'd have something for the kids.
So July 18th, Saturday, 7 o'clock.
Did I hear the 18th or 19th?
18th.
18th.
Saturday evening at 7?
Yep.
Okay, I'll,
And I'm assuming we're gonna do this outside the
calendar
building.
is starting.
It'd have to be, cause
The
the
gym will
gym's
be
gonna be
painted.
painted. It has to be outside.
Early in the morning before.
I think we get better spatial
So
relation
we'll
anyway.
stage
They could
out,
party all rest
Phil?
of the day.
Yeah,
somewhere out there.
we,
Is that
my
something to do
hometown,
with
we
big
did,
bag, is they wanna walk across them?
yeah, we can do that. We've got a portable stage, just put 2 or 3 of those up and where I came from, we did it outside on the field every year, so that's not new to me.
Well, we could put the stage on the grass, right, kind of the coach's box there, and then the students would be in chairs on the track. And then the audience would be up in the stands.
Sounds good.
Sounds like you have it figured out.
Well, it's not quite, but we're working on it.
I think getting a date out there will be good for the kids.
Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is summer activities. Obviously, that's all in the air, but Keisha is talking about lifting all the restrictions for coaches as soon as we get the all clear to have gatherings. So there's usually a summer moratorium in a week long. Well, they started it last summer, but this summer they were gonna do it, but we're talking about lifting the moratorium. So once everybody's got the all clear, then there'll just basically be no restrictions until I think it's Labor Day weekend. So there are talks about summer activities being able to happen. But other than that, that's all I have. Middle school, I really don't have a lot to talk about. I'd like to echo Tony's comments about the continuous learning plan we've got in place. I think our teachers, our students, parents, I think everyone's doing a great job adjusting. We had a faculty meeting this morning, and it seems like we've been doing it for 2 months. We've been working so hard at it, trying to get everything ready, but we're really only today's day 8 of actually rolling out this plan. So we still don't have everything figured out, but I think we're in a lot better shape than others, and we're working on just how to figure things out, how to work with our kids and help them the best we can. And again, tell them that the main thing we're trying to do is bridge the gap until next year. We know this can't replace the classroom, but we just want to give them something to kind of get them to next year and keep moving forward. So I've heard a lot of positive things from parents. One of the funny things is I think our parents appreciate it, our teachers a lot more.
now that they're having to do it at home with their kids sometimes. So, and heard a few grumblings, but I think those are just kind of from learning what we're doing. So I think we'll get those things ironed out. We're just gonna make the best of this situation. That's all I have, unless you guys have any questions for me.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Now you can probably see me. Hello, everyone. I just want to reiterate what the other guys have said. I think our faculty's done a really, really good job of getting accustomed to the technology. And I know Andy has said this over and over and over. You need to get used to this. You need to get used to it. And over the last week and a half, I would say that a lot of old generation people like me have really gotten accustomed to using the new technology and have really benefited, not just the kids and the parents learning it, but I think some of my teachers have actually learned it and now really feel like that they missed out on something. So it's everyone actually is learning. It's a big team effort, I think, not just the students and the parents, but also the teachers too. I did want you guys to be aware that we have a fairly big kindergarten class coming in. Right now, I think that we are at 50 students, and that's counting all of our preschoolers that we have right now in our building, so we know that there will be extras, which that's good news because we have actually had a small first and second grade class just this year, so hopefully we'll get our numbers back up. But other than that, I really don't have a lot to say, and hope everything's going well with everyone, and that everyone's staying healthy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any questions? Not, I would move we go into executive session to discuss negotiation topics pursuant to the exception for employer-employee negotiations under COMA, with the admin present in person and on Zoom. We'll return to open session at 7:57.
Second.
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 7-0. All right, we are back in open session. I would move we go to an executive session to discuss potential certified positions, classified positions, and supplemental positions pursuant to the non-elected personnel exception under COMA with the admin present. And we will return to open session at 8:20.
Second.
Aye.
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 Aye, motion carries 7-0. Alright, we're back in open session. I would move we go back into executive session to discuss potential certified positions, classified positions, supplemental positions pursuant to the non-elected personnel exception under COMA. The admin present, we will return to open session at 8:30.
Sure, Tim.
Second.
Aye.
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 Motion carries 7-0. Alright, we're back in open session.
I'd like to make a motion that under the extreme circumstances that we give an extension to Carly Spicer to pass the praxis a year from July.
Second.
First and a second.
I'll vote the same way I did in February with the same reasoning. Without the praxis, it's not a qualified candidate, so I vote no.
No.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-3. I would make a motion to approve the resignation from Mr. Rafford from the 512 band position and his supplementals. To approve the resignation of Mrs. Rafford from her grade 4 teaching position at the end of 2019-2020. And the transfer request from Diane Bond to move to 4th grade.
Second.
Aye.
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 Aye. I would make a motion, we adjourn.
Second. Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 7-0. We are adjourned. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks.